So here's something that doesn't quite add up. Toy sales for toddlers and little kids are actually shrinking, and yet the global toy industry isn't just treading water, it's absolutely booming. Today, we are going to unpack one of the biggest and, frankly, most surprising shifts in modern retail, the rise of what's being called the Kidult economy.
I mean, it's a real paradox, right? It just seems to break all the basic rules of business. You'd think that if your main audience is losing interest, the whole industry would be in some serious trouble.
But it's not. In fact, after years of decline, the toy industry just saw this massive 7% jump in sales value. So, what's going on? Well, the reason why has been hiding in plain sight this whole time. The answer is so simple, it's almost funny. Adults, yep, grown-ups, with their own money, are single-handedly rewriting the entire future of play. And in doing so, they're pretty much saving some of the biggest brands on the entire planet. Okay, so let's dive right into this, because this is so much more than just some quirky little trend. We're talking about a massive economic force, a whole new demographic. Let's meet the Kidults. So, the industry basically defines a Kidult as anyone who's 12 or older and is buying toys for themselves. And these aren't just parents, reliving their glory days through their kids. No, these are students, young professionals, even seniors who see toys as these powerful symbols of identity, of nostalgia, and self-expression. And they are spending some serious cash. I mean, in the US alone, Kidult spending has surged to over $13 billion. That's a staggering 12% growth in just 1 year.
And this isn't just an American thing either. If you look across the 5 biggest markets in Europe, Kidult spent almost 6 billion euros, and their growth was even stronger, up 14% year over year. And get this, the growth is really just getting started. Analysts are projecting this market is going to explode to nearly $68 billion globally by 2030. So yeah, this is not a fad. It's a fundamental structural shift in the market.
Now, to really put their impact into perspective, just look at this. Right now, Kidults make up nearly a third of the entire toy market. They are without a doubt the industry's most important and fastest growing customer base. It's wild.
So, the big question is, why is this all happening right now? And the answer? It goes way, way deeper than just collecting action figures. It really gets to the heart of the pressures of modern adult life.
This really draws a direct line between all our daily anxieties and the comfort we find in play. In a world that feels so chaotic and just digitally overwhelming, a toy offers something real. It's something you can touch, something you can control, and it's like a direct portal back to a simpler time.
So what we're really seeing is play getting completely reframed as a legitimate tool for mental wellness. It's just not seen as childish anymore. For millions of people, building a really complex Lego set or organizing a collection, it creates this meditative flow state that actually reduces anxiety. And the science totally backs it up. Nostalgia literally triggers a dopamine release in your brain. It just makes you feel good.
So, naturally, the world's biggest toy companies have taken notice. And they're not just selling leftover kids' toys to adults anymore. They are fundamentally re-engineering their entire businesses to cater directly to grown-ups.
I mean, just take a look at how these giants are adapting. Lego launched its whole Adults Welcome line with these beautiful sets designed for display, not just for play, and their sales jumped while the rest of the market actually fell. Hasbro CEO flat out says adults now drive 40% of their revenue. And Mattel is creating these incredible real-world experiences like an Uno Club in Las Vegas and dropping high-end collector dolls that sell out in minutes.
But okay, while all these legacy brands were adapting, a new player came on the scene that just got the kid-old mindset from day one. And they turned simple toys into this massive cultural phenomenon. Let's talk about the blind box revolution.
The company is called Pop Mart, and they have built a global empire by mastering this concept of emotional luxury. See, they don't just sell toys. They sell the thrill of a small, affordable little indulgence that gives you an immediate emotional lift. It's the perfect product for these uncertain economic times.
And their formula is it's genius. First, they create these amazing, original characters that totally resonate with adult tastes. Then, they gamify the whole buying process with the blind box format, so you have no idea what you're going to get. Then, they add scarcity with these super rare hidden figures. And then, they use social media and celebrity influencers, like Lisa from Blackpink, to turn every single new release into a huge global event. And the result? Just one of their character lines, this little fuzzy demon called Lababoo, generated over $670 million in revenue in just 6 months.
That's not a toy anymore. That's a blockbuster franchise. So what does all of this really mean? Well, the rise of the kidult isn't just changing the toy aisle, it's reflecting a much deeper change in our culture and in our very definition of what it even means to grow up.
You know, this all really points to a huge, long-term shift. The old stigmas around adults playing with toys, they're just fading away. Play is becoming this recognized, important part of a healthy adult life. And the toys we choose are becoming these badges of our identity, connecting us to these huge global communities of fans.
So it kind of leaves us with this really fascinating question to chew on. If the things we once felt we had to put away are now being proudly displayed on our desks and our shelves, what does that say about the new permissions we're giving ourselves to find joy and comfort and connection in this really complex world?